Hi everyone, so this video is on how cold affects your health and well-being, a super important topic if you're living in your vehicle or RV. Now, snow, ice, and freezing temperatures are a greater risk to survival than it appears. In fact, 1,500 deaths per year in the United States, which is twice as many as heat-related deaths. Cold also reduces your ability to think and weakens your will to do anything. Now, cold temperature effects can be magnified by other environmental factors, like moisture and wind. So by reducing exposure and protecting against these, we can reduce the risk and impact of negative effects of cold. The more healthy and fit you are, the more easily your body can cope with these stresses. Unfortunately, not everyone living this lifestyle is young, healthy, and fit. The old, very young children and those with health issues are particularly vulnerable and need to take greater precautions, as well as those who haven't acclimated their body to the cold. So blood normally circulates freely in all the body tissues, but in a cold environment, the body reacts and the bulk of the blood moves toward the core of the body to prevent a potentially fatal temperature drop, damaging organs. That means there's decreased blood in the extremities and increased blood in the torso and head. Now, hypothermia is an extremely serious condition. It's when your body loses heat quicker than your body can produce it, and the temperature will drop from 37 degrees Celsius to 35 degrees Celsius. This lower body temperature causes the heart and nervous system and other organs to enter a state of shock. So you have an increased risk of heart attack, respiratory system failure, and possibly death. So basically, in a cold environment, your heart is working much harder than it normally does. So if you already have existing heart issues, you're at a much greater risk of having a heart attack, especially if you're exerting yourself in these cold temperatures. So another result of this blood moving to our core to protect our organs is that our extremities are left vulnerable. Things like fingers, toes, ears, cheeks, that type of thing. So you can have conditions like windburn, where the skin actually freezes on your face, to conditions like frostnip, leading to frostbite and potentially losing some of those extremities. So the cold also affects our respiratory system. The cold air in and warm air out can cause bronchospasms. So if you already have issues like asthma or even seasonal allergies, you can have breathing issues in cold weather. Now, falling barometric pressure is much more severe with the cold as well, and this can lead to sinus issues as well as migraines, especially if you're already suffering from these conditions. Okay, so also with less blood flowing, we also have less white blood cells. Now, those are the little soldiers that help fight the cold and flu. So we're at a much greater risk with a depressed immune system of catching these viruses. Now, a secondary factor is that our nose runs a lot more in the cold, and this unfortunately creates a better environment for viruses to replicate. So by far, the largest threat in terms of casualties, bruises, cuts, broken bones are common, along with other joint and soft tissue injuries. Lower back and head are most often affected as people slip and trip due to ice. Now, there's another disorder called seasonal affective disorder. So this is basically depression. Now, this happens not so much because of the cold, but because of less exposure to the sunlight. Now, unfortunately, to recover from cold and flu, as well as any injuries that you might also have from this cold weather, sleeplessness or feeling sleepy all the time can also occur because of the cold. Basically, it affects your melatonin production, so you're not getting a good sleep that you need to recover. Now, you can also have decreased sex drive. So this is due to minimal daylight and a lower drive due to less serotonin production, but also the cold itself causes vasoconstriction, so reduced blood flow to areas. But I will make one comment that lots of babies are made during long cold winters. Now, you're also going to notice that you're going to need to pee a lot more in cold weather, and this is directly due to that blood flow going to your core, increasing your blood pressure, and your kidneys needing to react to that increased blood pressure by reducing some of the volume in your body, hence peeing it out. So a side effect you might really like is weight loss. You must eat well and give your body proper fuel to keep your body's furnace functioning properly, or you will lose weight. Salad's not going to cut it, guys. You're going to need those warm comfort foods that your body is craving this time of year. Now, your body does have some long-term solutions too if you're in the cold a lot, and one of those is by growing a whole bunch of extra fine hair to help trap air particles to insulate your body because you're losing the fat to fuel that furnace of your body. So if you're feeling cold all the time, this is definitely something you need to discuss with your doctor because it can be indicative of a very serious health condition. It could be diabetes, anemia, all kinds of other things that they can easily assess and check. So in this video, we just wanted to discuss the effects of cold weather on your body so that we can discuss some solutions in our next video, as well as tactics and tips to help stop and prevent some of these damages. So we really hope you like this video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet subscribed, please subscribe and click that little bell so that you know when we put up the other video with the solutions to these conditions. Thanks.